All right, this is a Pioneer PL-990 turntable. Very basic turntable, very to the point, very convenient. Unlike the way turntables once were, this one does not require a phono input channel, which is a more sensitive input channel that boosts the volume for the phono needle. This already has that inside it. So all you need to do is plug it into your line level option on your stereo receiver. But no need to go out and have a receiver that has a special phono channel. One of the things that was a first issue here when I bought this, and probably the reason why I was able to buy it and nobody else bought it, is because the belt had come off. Underneath here, remove the rubber slip mat. There's the metal platter. What we're going to be doing is removing this platter, attaching. I've actually got the good belt on it right now, so we're not going to be attaching this one. This is the old one has a lot of slack in it now and is useless as far as playing this. And that's probably, again, why I was able to buy this, is people just don't know that feature of belt-driven turntables, that these things can get old and fall off. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing is removing this platter. When you get this turntable, as I mentioned, I thought the instructions were a little precarious, and I didn't think they were easy to understand. You're going to be taking this belt to attach this platter. We're going to be putting the belt right around the rim here. We're going to be putting this belt right around this rim so that it fits neatly around it. And then we're going to be attaching it right here. Attaching it and looking through this hole, and with our fingers taking the belt and putting it right around this gear. We're going to be putting it around this gear. Here we go with attaching our belt. Whoop. You want to make sure it just pulls right around this sort of cylindrical perimeter, if you will. Oops. There it is, nice and attached, as you see, all around the side. Nothing twisting or turning. You want to make sure that doesn't happen. No twists. Then we're going to be looking through this little peek hole. Putting the belt on. And through this little peek hole. Sliding it. And you'll see how easy it is to fit it into that groove there. And now it's ready to start spinning for us. Now, over here on the turntable section, we'll go ahead and put our mat back on. We have a few options on how to play records. If you want to go manual, is to elevate the arm and then bring it across, and it'll start to spin. Or you can do it automatic. And this record's at 33. I just engaged 33 over here. So if we want to do it automatic, there's no on or off button on this or knob on this turntable. You just push play. So here we go. And it'll come on over. The needle will make its way over. And it thinks this is a 12-inch record, which it is. That selection is made here. We have it on 30 centimeters, which is a 12-inch record. That's the international way of saying it. So if you're going to be playing a record that's 12 inches... you're going to select that if you want to play it automatically. Now, I don't have a 45 with me right now, so I'm going to lift the arm, bring it back, let the arm come down. But I'll show you. We've switched it over to 17 centimeters, which most people will know as a 7-inch record. Those are the ones that were the 45s that everyone thinks of as 45s. And so we'll go ahead and push play, and we will see that the arm shoots all the way over to where a 45 would begin, a 7-inch record. And that's where it is. All right, and now just to show you what it does when it ends. So now to show you what it does when it ends, we'll just go ahead and advance it right towards the end here. And you'll see that it's fully automatic. And so there it goes. It lifts up, comes back, and docks itself. All right, so there is a section that allows you to adjust the speed. As you see, we turn the dial towards the minus sign. Turn the dial towards the minus sign to slow it down. And the other way to speed it up. Now you might notice those little dots. I'm actually going to hit the lights. All right, so you can see them much better. So since we are playing a 33, and since we are in America, as you see, there's a setting for 50 hertz and 60 hertz. We're going to look to the one. In America, we use 60 hertz as the standard. We're going to look to the very, very bottom row. When it is basically standing still, that means the turntable is properly aligned to the 33 and a third setting. You'll see when we slow it down, that line moves. We speed it up, and that line moves as well. Now that's a setting for a 33 at 60 hertz. That's why we're looking at the very, very bottom line of dots. We'll try a 45. So you might see the top row will start to slow down. And then when we get it to slow down, it's properly tuned. It used to be fun to have a record player that allowed you to change the speed on it if you weren't yet able to have a turntable, a DJ turntable. So I remember practicing on these in the 80s, not this model, but stuff kind of similar to that. And you could do a little bit of beat mixing if you had two of them, and you could often find these record players real cheap at the Goodwill. They were just everywhere. So if you weren't ready to buy a Technics 1200, you could play around a little bit like that. Anyway, that's the speed adjust section that you have on here. So once again, we'll hit stop. Watch it do its automation. That's when you're done. If we had let it play to the end, it would lift and come over. That's a nice aspect of this. Plexiglass looks very, very nice, as you can see. As you see, the plexiglass is pretty nice on this. Plexiglass is looking good. Not perfect, but looking pretty good, considering that a lot of times these covers, that's something that almost automatically breaks. So once again, a very nice turntable to add to a stereo setup to be able to have that experience of listening to vinyl that you might be picking up at a flea market or the Goodwill or something like that. A lot of people are building the vinyl collections. There's a sort of tactile experience there that's very nice and committed, sort of, I'm going to listen to this whole record and so on. So there's various reasons people want to get into vinyl, and for playing vinyl, this is a nice addition to a setup. Again, no need for a special phono preamp section or anything like that. This will plug into any line level jack. It's RCA, and of course you can adapt that to any kind of line level jack. So there it is, the Pioneer PL-990 Turntable.